2 miles in under 11 minutes? I don't think so.
Hey everyone, Jason here, Aspiring Entrepreneur, and today I wanted to share the results of a 5-month productivity time tracking experiment, and I thought the broken treadmill from my workout last night would just be a perfect way to kick this off because sometimes the numbers don't always make sense. So I want to show you what I did over the past 5 months and the conclusions I have after meticulously tracking just about every single minute of my workday for 5 months. Now, I spent this morning writing this out and kind of journaling what you see here, so I'm going to glance at my notes to make sure that I don't spend 10 minutes trying to get across my point. But I want to start with the big kind of aha I had this morning when I was going through all of this time tracking data and my output data. And I realized that measuring the use of a resource instead of the output of progress is the trap that I had fallen into. And so the resource being time. And I've talked about this in the past where, I felt like I didn't really have a good way to know whether or not I was doing enough in my business. And so out of my time as an accountant and at the marketing agency I worked at and at having my own clients, everything was time-based. I mean, even when I was an accountant, we had to account every single portion of our day to a specific client. So if I had 5 minutes where I was switching through emails or I was looking at something and I wasn't quite sure which client it was, guess what? I didn't get paid, right? So we figured out how to be really, really efficient with how we switch between tasks. But when it comes to being an entrepreneur and being an actual builder where you're the manager and you're the person doing the work, you're not just a cog in a machine and someone else is looking and seeing what's your output versus how much we're paying you, time tracking I'm finding actually wasn't as useful or effective as I thought it would be. It seems to have improved some efficiencies here and there, but I think what happened is I fell into Moore's law, and that's where the work expands to fill the time. Whereas what I did when I didn't have any clients, I wasn't doing any time tracking, I had time blocks and then I had goals. And oddly enough, even if the time blocks were unreasonable, I seem to have gotten much more done when I wasn't meticulously tracking my day and making sure that I was hitting a specific number of hours. So again, I talked about this in the past where my goal was to hit 7.5 to about 8. I was hitting about 9 hours. I wanted to bring it down to 7.5. And the assumption was that by tracking my time meticulously, identifying which tasks were taking the most time, I'd be able to focus on those specific tasks and become more efficient at them so I could get more done in that 7.5 hours. Well, turns out the good news is I have YouTube videos and I also have Asana Task Manager to go back and look at how many tasks were completed. The number of tasks I completed when I was meticulously tracking my time and saying an hour limit per day was significantly less than when I just time blocked my day and I had tasks that I said my goal for today is to get these 2 or 3 tasks done. And oddly enough, I got a lot more done and my output was much greater when I was doing that versus meticulously tracking my time. And so there are a couple of changes I'm going to be making to how I track my productivity. Number one, by the end of this week, I'm going to turn off my time tracking for each activity. And I think the other problem that I ran into is the tracking actually began to get in the way of being effective with my time. So now, instead of tracking my time and trying to be super, super efficient with every single second of the day, I'm going to set reasonable and then eventually audacious goals for how much I want to get done in the day, and I will only use time blocking for telling me how long I have to do something. And I believe that's going to be the best way to actually compress down what I have, battle Moore's law as hard as I can, and be significantly more effective in my workday. So the Excel sheet that I'm showing you screenshots of here, I am modifying it. I have to pull out all my personal data, and eventually it will be in the Aspire notebook. Of course, I'll let you know when I finally get that done. But I'm curious, and I want to hear from you guys how you track your progress. And I hope the explanation made sense. It took a really long time to kind of get my head around it. And I'm curious what you think in terms of how you track your progress and how you make sure you're on track to either meet your goals or you're actually doing enough in your business. So go ahead, let me know in the comments section below. If you got some value out of this vlog, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button, comment below with how you track your progress. And of course, until the next video, keep building the business you love. Take care.